When you think of horror games, a few names come to mind. Resident Evil, Silent Hill, maybe even Clock Tower or Fatal Frame. But horror games have been around ever since the Atari 2600, and were some of my favorite games growing up. Let's go back to the year 1985. Wham was at the top of the music charts, Back to the Future was making some serious money in the box office, and I was only 3 years old learning how to play Mario on my NES. A video game company named Capcom made an arcade game that would be the start of a wonderful series, Ghost N Goblins. Created by Takuro Fujiwara, also the creator of Mega Man, Ghost N Goblins was a classic side-scrolling platformer about a princess who is kidnapped and a brave knight named Arthur on a mission to rescue her. Yeah, I know, been there, done that. It's not the most original idea, but hey, it was the 80s. Games weren't really judged for their story, they were judged for their gameplay and how fun they were. And this game was fun. Maybe it had the same setup as Mario and other games at the time, but Princess Peach wasn't kidnapped by Satan and his demons. Mario had to fight a few fucking turtles. Arthur was fighting zombies, demons, and the fucking devil. Yeah, it was hardcore, and I loved it. When I was 6 and the 7-Eleven near my house got a Ghost N Goblins machine, me and my uncle played it every day. That was, until we got the NES version. Ghost N Goblins was a hard game. Let me get that out of the way. Like I said before, you play as the knight Arthur, and you are on a quest to save the princess. When you start the game, Arthur and the princess are just hanging out in the cemetery. Arthur is in his boxers, and the princess is sitting right over top of... I wonder what they were doing. But anyways, a demon appears in the sky and swoops down for the princess. Now with a massive case of blue balls, Arthur suits up and prepares for battle. Once you start the game, you are shown that you have to pass through 6 levels before you complete your adventure. 6 levels doesn't really seem like that much, but once you start the first one, you begin to realize that your quest is not going to be as easy as it seems. You start out in the graveyard where your princess was kidnapped, and you've got zombies coming out of the ground, plants shooting fireballs, demonic birds flying straight at you, and everything else you can imagine. Plus, to top it all off, you've got 2 hits and you're dead. Once you get hit, your armor flies off and you're in your boxers again. 1 hit after that, you're dead. Sure, you can find armor along the way, but it's few and far between and I wouldn't really count on it. Now you get a few weapons to use in this game. You start out with the lance. Other weapons you kinda get as upgrades, but I use that term lightly because in my experience, some of the other weapons make the game a lot harder. The fire, for instance, is the worst weapon in this game. Basically, once you get it, you're fucked. I mean, you're fucked until you can find another weapon because unlike the lance, you throw it at an arc. It doesn't even go to the end of the screen. You can only throw it a short distance. This means that you need to be right up close to an enemy to actually be able to hit it. And with a lot of enemies in this game, you really don't want to get that close to them. Then there's the axe. It's better than the fire, more powerful than the lance, but still throws an arc, making it not really as effective as the lance. After that, we've got the dagger. The dagger is just like the lance, except you throw it much faster, and in my opinion, it seems to be the most effective weapon in this game. And then lastly, you've got the shield, or the cross in the Japanese version of the game. The shield is kind of like the axe, but it does not travel as far, making it not that great of a weapon. But unfortunately, you need this weapon to complete the game. So that brings us to level 6. If you beat level 6 and you don't have the shield, it makes you complete the stage a second time, just so you can get the shield and beat it again. Which is very, very, very fucking annoying. But after you beat the stage again with the shield, you get to fight the final boss. And there he is, the only thing left standing between you and your princess, and man does he look pissed. So let's get this battle started. It's bound to be epic, right? Well, yeah, not so much. For some reason, the last boss of this game is also the easiest. You just keep jumping back and shooting at him. But easy or not, who cares? We did it. We beat this fucker. It's time to kiss the princess and call it a night. But wait, not so fast. After all of your hard and tiring work, all you do is get this message. This room is an illusion, a trap devised by Satan. Go ahead dauntlessly, make rapid progress. Well, despite the bad grammar, this basically means that you have to play through the game a second time to get the actual ending. But the second time is actually a little bit harder, if you can believe it or not. Now, when I was a kid, that was enough for me. I really didn't feel the need to go through the game a second time. I mean, I beat it once already, why put myself through all that torment again? But now that I'm a little bit older, it seems a bit different. I mean, I I can't just quit after the first time. If I do that, the game wins.
Aw, come on, pussy. You can't beat the game? What, is it too hard for you?
Alright, motherfucker. Let's do this. Okay, so now we're at the last boss. Again, and he's pretty much just as easy as he was the first time. But this time when I beat him, we get a different message. Congratulations. This story is happy end. Thank you. Being the wise and courageous knight that you are, you feel strong welling in your body. Return to starting point, challenge again? I guess they figured this game was so fucking hard that no one would beat it, so why proofread it, I guess. Yeah, but all joking aside, Ghost N Goblins was a fun game. It was a fucking hard game, but it was a fun game nonetheless. I mean, looking back, would I really have put myself through all that torment of trying to beat those later levels if I wasn't having fun? But I mean, as great as Ghost N Goblins is, it can't hold a candle to Ghouls 'n Ghosts.